He scores again, and if this is the final time here with Everton.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Pacific Pursuit, and welcome back to Everton. We are still here, 2 games coming up today, both away from home. We come up first against La Pintana, Unida, and then after that we go to Curico, Unido in the first division here. As you can see, we find ourselves in 8th place, right in the mid-table. Not the worst position to be in because we are only a few points behind, and you know what happens in your game, but it goes game by game. Whatever happens in those games decides where you are in the table completely. It can change your whole position, whether or not you win, lose or draw. But since the start of the season, we obviously had those 2 games yesterday. It's been a bit of an interesting time really. 2 draws, 2 wins and 3 losses. We came on here against this game a 3-0 win, but then after that got battered at home 3-0. So we have these 2 games today, one in the cup and then one in the against Curico Unido. There, it was the cup last year where we were doing quite well, but it just wasn't meant to be in the end. You know, they were the first games we ever played. These games here, 3 cup games, and then that's so funny, by the way. Them results there. I think it was at Leyton Orient where we had we have loads of draws here, but at Leyton Orient we didn't draw a game for 50 games or something like that, which was crazy. But anyway, here we are with Everton. We're still here. If it's the final episode, then so be it. There is a few jobs that are starting to become insecure and stuff like that. I've taken out the jobs, or they should go out anyway, for the K League and stuff like that. I don't know when they're actually going to be removed. I did add and remove leagues, but the K League is still there, so that makes sense. We're going to take that out just for next time. But yeah, these are the jobs that we're looking at the moment. Potentially some in Argentina. I don't think I'll be going Colombia because the times that they have a 50. It's crazy. Have a look at this. They have a 50 game season. Colombia first. This is just the first phase. Do they have the whole season? If we go, they have 2 leagues basically, which is crazy. If we go to league table for last year, they play in total 50. I don't know why is there difference, but up to 54 games for some teams, which is crazy really. But yeah, that's how it works, and it's also a massive league. Not a massive league actually. It looked like it was on paper, but I think it's just because there's no immediate relegation. The bottom doesn't mean you are relegated, and there's no qualifications and stuff like that. But maybe we go there, maybe we don't. Potentially Uruguay as well. We'll have to see. We're still here with Everton, and let's get straight into the football. The first game of the day against La Pintana Unida. So the team for this game against La Pintana Unida, we've got a few issues with morale and stuff. We've got players who are in this squad but are not they want to play, and they're not getting enough playing time, but weren't able to loan them out. So some of them are in this team today. It's the Calderons. We've got Francisco Calderon there, who's going to be playing on the left, and then also Esteban Calderon, who's a striker, and we'll have to give some minutes in terms of maintaining morale. But the team starts with Leon in goal. We've got a backline of Brune, Vega, Rojas, Navarro. We've got Munizaga, Garate, Sungho Park in the middle, Calderon on the left, Versace on the right, and Pellegrino up top. Kick off here in this game against La Pintana Unida. It's quite a small stadium we come to today. I don't know how many of our travelling fans. There's the stats for you: 800 in attendance, and it would be nice to get a really convincing display here. We can make a few substitutions early if we need to, and overall just put in a really good performance. We don't want to go out early to a team who are a division. I don't know where they are exactly, but I don't even know if they're in a division. They're in the 3rd division A there, as you can see. So quite low down, and we don't want to go out to a team the division below us for the 2nd, or a few divisions below us for the 2nd year in a row, just like last time. Let's go and see what we can do. Navarro into Garate. Munizaga is advancing, and he has the shot, and it just goes over. In the end, it's been an interesting transfer window. It has been quite a long one as well. We've had another break as well for like another 3 weeks. I don't know why we get so many breaks, but I guess we do, and it's I can't complain really because it means that I can play my best players for a lot longer. But I guess every other team gets to do that as well. I don't know if managers think the same as that, but they do, and I think it's good. It promotes the best players getting as much time, but do they get as much time because they're not playing as often? I mean, a lot of it is international breaks, but we do have really extended breaks for when they do happen. So maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I was thinking as well, like Colombia, for example, where they have like potentially up to 54 league games, which is crazy. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because it can be, I don't think there's many like real top players in the Colombian first divisions, but if there is, products coming out of the country, there has been very notable ones in particular, like James Rodriguez as Versace there, makes it 1-0, and the second round of the cup might just be on here. As I was saying, about Colombia, how like James, for example, don't know where he started, but if he was like a player who came from I'd assume he started in Colombia. I think it's a case of whilst you're young, get as many games in you as possible. Obviously it heightens the risk of injuries and just fatigue and stuff like that. But I'm sure they get a long break, and these guys at a young age want to be playing football, and playing as much as possible gives them lots of experience and a lot. They'll learn a lot from it, and I think it's beneficial. 2-0 up here in this game. Pellegrino with the header, and it might just be a dominant display here against this team, the third division team. I think it should be a game which we get wrapped up nice and quickly, nice and early, and then we can go and make some early changes. We have players who we need to bring on really because they've not played much. I don't tend to make many changes very often because of the fact that they're always quite rested and they're always in a good state, and if we can play our best players for as long as possible, then why not? But at the same time, maybe it's the factor behind why we concede like goals. We concede like goals from being 2-0 up, for example, or even it can be worse sometimes, or just we slip off a little bit towards the end of games. That factor of retaining the possession, knocking the ball around in trying to do that, it gets lost a little bit, and it affects our performances, and ultimately we can see goals. So I think by maybe making more changes, it could be the way forward. But who knows, we might not have to make changes with this squad. It could be our final day here. I think jobs will start to come up. I've been looking actually at the Uruguayan jobs, and there's some interesting ones there. We might have to see if one comes up. We're looking at teams who kind of have a rough league, not a really, they have a decent group phase, but really a rough time in the league, because I think a lot of these clubs prioritise how they do they prioritise ultimately the cup, but there's a massive focus as well on get on the league because they want to be there sustainably. They want to continuously be qualifying, and I think they do place that emphasis on it. So I think it's a case of being mindful in what we do with that, and going to teams where maybe they're having that weak season, but in the international competition they're not doing all that bad really. So I think it'll be interesting to see what comes up. If it starts coming up, they have started to become insecure, and you would expect some jobs to go, but yeah, the Uruguayan ones look interesting. They have they have like 12 teams in the first division, which is like where we like the K League where we just were, which I think it's all right, to be honest. I think it's quite good because you get to know every team a little bit better. It's a bit weird how they did it within the K League, where it was like you played teams like up to 4 times a season, not because you played them 3 times in the normal season, not because you go and split off into groups, but you played them 2 times as you'd expect, but then you play them 1 more time in the league, but then you have that extra game sometimes, and it just didn't make much sense. So it could be good, it could be not. We'll have to see. We'll go and look to make some changes here in this game to go and get it wrapped up here. We'll go and bring on Paredes there, and then I think we ring off Pellegrino nice and early. Esteban Calderon, I think he's frustrated because he did have a bit more of a key role in the team when previous manager was here, but as I've said, what I usually do when I come to these clubs with the big squads, I usually just go and pick the best players, see how they do. It's tough for players who don't get picked to kind of break in. It's probably on my my part that I don't do it. I probably should do it a bit more, but at the same time, particularly in that situation we were in last season, I think we just had to get it, wrapped up and nice and early. Get the good performances in sooner rather than later. But one thing's for certain, this has been a good performance here in this game. We could have had more goals, really. I think when we put on attacking displays, and this has been it's been one of them. We could have had more goals, as we've said, but can't complain, really. We've been good in possession, 443 passes, really good shape we've taken up there, as you can see. I think the striker, maybe something to work on, number 10 there, as you can see, getting a little bit isolated. I think it happens quite common, but with the build-up play, I guess it stems off of those one chances just going into the box, putting them away. But he has put his chance away today. He's got himself a goal for Pellegrino, and that's one of the reason why it's 2-0 here in this game. We might be making it 3-0 here at the end of this game. A place in the third round might just be booked for, as Vega goes into Munizaga in the middle, in behind Calderon. Can he get there? He's not able to, but Paredes now off the bench. He's advancing. He plays in Calderon. Versace for his second of the game. He's in behind, and the ball out to Sunkyo Park, and a player for the opposition has managed to get himself in front of that, and we won't be scoring just yet, but we might score from this corner. It's Paredes standing over it. He's going to look to play the ball in to the near post, to the far post. Where will it go? You can see the runners are prepared to go to the near post. Is going to be played in now to this near post, or it goes into the middle a bit more. Actually, it's a bit of a low shot, but the full time whistle goes. It's a 2-0 win here in the cup. And the team for this game against Curico Unido, we've got Velicius out with an injury for quite a while actually there, so Calderon retains place, but it's Leon in goal, backline, and Brune, Vega, Rojas, Navarro, Munizaga, Quinones returns, Sunko Park, Calderon there, Versace on the right, and Pellegrino up top. So that is, if you check the time, that is quite literally happening. I've not started the game because there's not been a single chance all game, and it's 70 minutes in, and there's finally a highlight. That's the first highlight all game, 70 minutes in. I was literally going to say, here we are for the game and whatever, kick off, and it just wasn't happening. Now we've finally kicked off. We're on the positive mentality. We're going to look to go out and get this goal. It's time for some changes. Already it feels like where's the time gone? There's a square ball here, and that is poor work really at the back. The goalkeeper's been, I don't know if he's been forced to come out, but there's a reason why he's come out in his mind, and he has come out. I don't know why we've not defended that in the first highlight of the game, and it's us going 1-0 down. If that's the case, then that's really, really frustrating. We've gone positive mentality, as we've said, encouraging words. We can go and look to make some changes here. 77 minutes into this game. If this is the final game here with Everton, then first of all, it's a frustrating one. We dropped down to 11th. As I said, you lose games and your league position completely changes. But if it is the last one, as we said, 5 episodes, it's been a good time. I think we've done it a bit more justice now. And I think it's a case of, I said after this episode, I feel like it would be where we go. So not next episode, the episode after we'd be with a new club, and if we are, then that would be nice. Sunkyo Park, he scores again, and if this is the final time here with Everton, Sunkyo Park might have just sent us out in some style. It's 1-1 here in this game. Can we go and get a winner, and can it be Sunkyo Park who goes and finds it? Maybe. Lovely finish from him, edge of the area, just hits it off his left. Up to 5 league goals, is it now? It really should be 5 league goals. There's no other goal competitions he scored in. Yeah, it is 5 league goals. As you can see there, very, very impressive stuff. But the full-time whistle goes. If this is the end, we take the point. We'll move back up a little bit in the table, and we'll have to see where we are next episode. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave with this little tune. I'll see you again tomorrow wherever we are. Thank you. Bye-bye.